Hey, Sam here from Sugar Spun Run, and today we're making a very easy homemade pasta salad. If you are hosting or attending a cookout or potluck, or even if you're just looking for a really good pasta salad recipe, this is it. Comes together really quickly. Let's start with our pasta. For this recipe, you'll need 12 ounces of your favorite pasta. I recommend something like a rotini. That works really nicely because it holds onto that sauce really well, so you get really a lot of flavor in every bite. I love using a tri-colored rotini. These also tend to come in 12-ounce boxes, which is very convenient. If you want to make a pound of pasta, check my notes because you can certainly do that with this recipe as well. Today we're doing 12 ounces. Let's take a medium-sized saucepan filled with some water. We're going to bring this to a boil, add some salt, and then we'll add our pasta. Give this a stir occasionally and cook it for about 7 minutes or until whatever your package says is al dente. Now let's take this over to the sink, drain it really well, run it under cold water right away. This will stop the cooking so it doesn't get mushy. We'll go ahead and pour this into a large mixing bowl. Set this aside and then drizzle it with just a teaspoon of olive oil. You don't want to do too much, just a smidge, little bitty bit, and toss everything together. This will keep the pasta from sticking. Works really nicely. Some people don't like adding olive oil. Works great for pasta salads, so recommend it. That was the hardest part. Now we're just going to toss everything else together. So what I'm using is a half cup of quartered cherry tomatoes. If yours are smaller, you can just have them instead. Wrong, I meant a cup. Use a cup of halved or quartered cherry tomatoes. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough. Next for this recipe, I like using half a red pepper and half a green pepper. You could just use a whole red pepper or a whole green pepper, but I like the color. I like the slightly sharper bite of a green pepper, so I like to use half of each. Your call if you don't want to waste half a pepper. If I don't use the other half, I just give it to my chickens. So I've gone ahead and I've diced these. So there's my red pepper, put that in there. And there's my green pepper. That's about 2/3 cup of pepper if you're measuring it. And a half cup of diced red onion. Really do like using a red onion over any other onion for this recipe just because I prefer the flavor. It really meshes well with the other ingredients, but yes, you can use any onion you have on hand. Next, we're doing a half cup of feta cheese. This works so nicely with a salad. You could use like those mozzarella balls instead, mozzarella pearls. That would also work really well. You could cut them in half if you wanted to distribute them better, but I really love using feta cheese and recommend that one. Next is a half cup of thin sliced cucumber. I go ahead and quarter it. It just helps distribute everything better if you cut it into smaller pieces. And 1/4 cup of banana peppers. Sometimes I up this a little bit. They add a nice like zestiness and zippiness to the pasta salad, so I really like it. You don't want to go overboard, but sometimes I might nudge that up just a little bit. These are, the pickled banana peppers, and they're sliced. You do want them sliced or chopped. If you were to have whole banana peppers, make sure you chop them up before adding them into your salad. Next, 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. And finally is a cup of Italian dressing. This is my homemade Italian dressing I just made in my last video. It makes exactly as much as you need for the pasta salad, and it's much better than anything you'll buy at the store. And like I mentioned, if you want to make a pound of pasta, you're just going to want to use a little bit more dressing. All right, we'll mix everything together. Should be smelling pretty amazing about now. I love that homemade Italian dressing so much. It has such a good flavor. Put it on everything. Now the pasta is going to absorb the dressing as it sits. So if you're not serving this the same day, you might want to consider adding a splash more dressing, especially if you bumped it up to a pound. But it's still gonna taste good if you just do this amount of dressing and you serve it the next day. The noodles are just a little bit more dry. It's never stopped me from eating it. All right, once everything is nicely combined, you're going to want to cover this and chill it before serving because that's how all the flavors are going to really develop. You want at least 30 minutes in the refrigerator before you serve it. Of course, you can do longer. It's not going to dry out if you chill it for just a couple hours. It's more, I just want you to be aware the next day the noodles absorb a lot. So this will go in the fridge for 30 minutes. And then always before you serve it, you want to make sure you stir it well. Just going to get you perfect flavor distribution. All right, a nice mix. Let's give it a try. I'm really so excited for you to try this one. That is how you make my personal favorite pasta salad. I will be making this on repeat this year for cookouts, parties, and if you try it, I think you'll be doing the same. Please let me know what you think. If you do try it, I do always love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Put some tomato on there. This is amazing. I'm trying to think of an example that wouldn't work. I think they'd all work. People don't like that angle.
No, you're not gonna. I don't have anything else to look at right now. I'm staring at the ingredients for like an hour.
Okay.